Alright everybody, I am back. I'm sure everybody is kind of anticipating and eager, just going crazy trying to figure out what I did with everybody, so I'm going to show you. So there were 19 total, which is by far the largest order. It wasn't an order, it was the largest shipment, I would say, coming in. These 5 are the little baby Brachypelma vagans. They're in the same containers as my Brachypelma hamori sling. It's up on my shelf. So I did label everybody. Okay, we labeled these 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 because I already had 2. So one is right there. So we put one on that one, and 2 is up in one of them deli cups. So I will relabel that one with the new label Brachypelma vagans 2, or B vagans 2. I didn't use the first name. First name I don't ever have a problem with remembering. I don't have a problem remembering second names either. But it's just when we do it online, or when we do it on the sites and the groups, a lot of people just abbreviate the scientific name and then, or the genus name, I should say, and then spell out the species name. So anybody can just type in, B vagans, and you'll be able to find what it is, if the kids need to know or whatever it may be. But yeah, so there are the 5, and you can see it's going to be hard to focus because they are still small. Again, these are offspring from my male that I sent to Vlad. So I'm really excited. These are the first spiders that, I don't want to say I produced, but I was part of production. Hopefully John Sanchez's female Diamantinensis is gravid. I'm really hoping. That would be number 2. So there's 5 of those. Okay, and we're going to pause you. I'm going to pause you after each different group and start over again with, different ones. And then we had a little surprise too, which I was pretty shocked. I was somewhat warned, but we weren't 100% positive, but now we are. So look forward to that one. Hold on. So the next group were the feistiest out of everything today. I had 1 B vagans that crawled out of the little, I don't even know what those little snap tight containers that Vlad packed them in, little sample vials or whatever they are. It came out, after this first one that I did, it came out, crawled up my arm, it went right into the little catch cup vial that I had, and got right back into the enclosure without any problems. But these Formictopus cancerides were quite the adventure. Not one of them went into their enclosure right away. Not one of them stayed in their enclosure. 2 or 3 of them, actually I think it was 3 of them, took 4 or 5 times to keep them in their enclosure. These 2 here, 1 and 2, after I did these 2, I almost wanted to stop because they did not want to stay at all. And actually this was the first one I unpacked. I don't know why I labeled it 2, but this one was just nuts. So all I really did was just, put substrate in, water dish, spider, and piece of bark. And I kind of gave it a starter burrow under the bark. But these are really interesting looking slings, because they grow up and they're brown, but right now they're like a bluish, not quite really blue, but they are a tad bit blue. So they are really interesting. And I bet you if I fed them right now, they would eat. So we may try and do that at the end, try and feed a couple. I'm worried about these ones because they are still all very active. Here's this is actually number 1, that one's actually number 2. Okay, again in the Matchbox containers. So when I put these 2 in here, I was like, oh man, these things are going to grow out of these like in a heartbeat. 1 or 2 molts and are going to be done. So I put 3, 4, 5 in the baseball cubes. This one here is my favorite one because this is the one that went into the enclosure, out of the enclosure, around the enclosure, and back in the enclosure. This was the easiest one out of all of them, number 4. So I like this one. These two here, 3 and 5, were absolutely nuts. This one ran around the bigger enclosure, and if you guys have watched my videos before, I put them in a bigger enclosure, a real big plastic tub. And if they climb out of there and they're running around the inside of that, it's not that big of a deal. I usually can get them into the vial pretty quick and then get them back. But this one here was probably in and out of a vial about 5 times, at least 5 times. It would go in here and then climb right back out. When I finally got it in and got the lid on, it was crawling upside down around the lid the whole entire time for like 10-15 minutes. So yeah, these are going to be very interesting. I'm really excited to have them. It's something new for me. I've never had a Phormictopus species before. So, you know, these are just kind of like payment really from Vlad for, you know, the male vagons and the amount of slings that he got and sold. So he kind of gave me some stuff of his that he produced. Pretty much everything I got from him, except for the Fimbriitis and the Smithy, are all stuff that he produced. The vagons, of course, with my help. The Phormictopus cancerides he did on his own, and the rest coming up. So we're going to go down into our little burrow, which I'm hoping that they kind of utilize this stuff that I kind of made. This one, yeah, my favorite. I have to come up with a good name for this one. Okay, so let's pause and move on to the next couple. Okay, so here is a very timid Pteranochelys lugardi, the Fort Hall baboon, right? The Phormictopus cancerides are the Haitian brown bird eater. Of course, the Brachypelma vagans are the Mexican red rump. These two are pretty small, but I thought this would be a good place. This would be a good enclosure for them for a while. We'll let them. Let me turn this light off again. Gecko light. I keep forgetting about that. They'll be in here for quite a while. I mean, they're baboons, so they're going to grow somewhat quick, but I just gave them dirt. This one's got potting soil and vermiculite. This one's just straight cocoa fiber. And I kind of mixed everything up. If you look at like the cancerides, straight cocoa fiber with potting soil, the opposite way, straight potting soil, straight cocoa fiber. So I tried to do everybody a little bit different. Not that I'm really thinking that things are going to be too much differently or act differently, but you know, that we came down. I think I startled it, but I'm hoping they just dig and do their webbing. I will get water bowls in here once they start to dig a little bit. I got to get some. Desperately need my kids to drink some water. I may have to drink some water myself just to get the water bottle caps, because I need 2 for there, and I'll need 2 for the E. marinus. So let's okay, there's 2 little tiny Pteranochelys lugardi, the Fort Hall baboon. Okay, there's the 2 Ephebopus marinus. God, I just love these spiders. When I first saw these, you know, the coloring of these back a few years back when I first started looking at some different species, and I saw the coloring of these guys and the stripes on their knees and just the attitude. Of course, when you first get into it after having just a rosea for, you know, actually a porteri for 11 years, and then you see some of these, you know, quicker, meaner, nastier species, you like the coloring, you like the way they look, but they're a little intimidating for you, so you stay away from them. So you figure it's been 3 years before I even picked one of these up. A, because I had a hard time finding one, and B, that first year I kind of shied away from them. I actually had pokies and OBTs, but never really ventured into the Ephebopus realm. So we have 2 more of these, so we have E3 and E4, and then of course E1 is the one that I already originally had. That is right there. This is the bigger one, probably one more molt, and we're going to move into one of these softball containers. And I was kind of excited because I found another softball container in my closet, so I could get some holes in that and use that for something too. So okay, let's move to the next group of them. Okay, so it's not really a group. It's the Poecilotheria smithi, yellow back ornamental. I'm surprised I remember that. Yellow back ornamental. Then it looks like a pokey sling. They all look the same, except for the well, maybe not. You know, I think the Metallica slings are a little bit different in coloring, but most of the other slings pretty much look alike to me and look alike to most people. There's a lot of people that can tell them apart pretty easily. You know, of course, ventral patterning on their legs is a pretty much telltale what they are. But that's about 2 inches, I would say. So we'll see how it grows. A molt, maybe 2 in here before we move it into the home that I actually made for it over there. So, well, nice and blurry over there. The one on the right hand side, there's nothing in it. So we'll see how this one grows. We have this one and the Poecilotheria Tigrina Wasseli. And then of course we'll have the P. Erminia and the 2 P. Reduncus that'll eventually have to move out of these paint jar things into those containers. Probably not till the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. So that is the Poecilotheria smithi, the yellowback, not baboon, yellowback ornamental. Okay, let's check out the Balfouris. Before we do the Balfouris, I did move the one Brachypelma albopilosum, which would be the 3rd one of the 4 I have, out of deli cup into, this is the square container. This is the container that my Heterometris pedersii scorpion was in. So we moved her into that one. Again, that's a suspected female. One of the 3. Well, I have 2 confirmed females for sure, and that one's suspected. So we have her, and okay, so the Balfouris. When I said I was going to put all 5 together, I said I wasn't quite sure about the one I had in the container like this. Okay, I wasn't quite sure how big it was. Well, I got him out. There he is, or her. It's a little over 1.5 times the size of the other one. So this one's pushing 2 inches, 1 3/4 inches, 2 inches. And I was just a little leery about putting this one in with the other 3 that I got in and the small one that I already had. So I decided to instead put it into the softball container. I gave it this little thing to hide in, dug that out for it. It went right in there with no problems. I actually had no problems with the Balfouris at all. I was pretty worried because trying to keep, 3 or 4 of them in the container while you're trying to get another one in. I was worried about that, but it all went pretty smoothly. They were all pretty cooperative, actually. I was really, really shocked at how simple the rehousings went today. I mean, the Cancerides fought me a little bit, but nothing major. They didn't escape. They just weren't very cooperative. So this is Tattoo. This one was already named. So I'm sure that he's going to dig that out real good and web the living crap out of it. Probably do some webbing up in here. He does look a little chubby. So I know he's been eating. I haven't seen him eat in forever, but I know because of the food disappearing. So we'll see how he or she does in here. And here is the communal. Let me move Tattoo here. Water dish already emptied. Same here. Okay, so here's what I did. It's pretty basic. Okay, I had this already glued on the back. Put some shrubbage there, some shrubbage over here. I added this little stick here for them to do some webbing on, and then this little kind of cave right there. Now, if you look carefully, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So they all decided that this would be a better place for them to live. All that nice stuff up in the front, nice dirt to dig in, and this is where they chose to make their abode. So we'll see what they do. I'm kind of hoping they actually will dig this out here and then up underneath. So new one, new one, new one, old one. This one's the smallest out of the three, almost an inch. These are right at an inch. Looks like it may be ready to molt. So we're going to see how they act. They were all very receptive to each other. I think the one that you see right here is the biggest of the four. Now, there was one that was a tad bit bigger, and that one went off on its own underneath there in the beginning. But after these, the other three went here right away. All of them went right to this bush right in here. And when the rustling was over here, you know, I don't know how it felt it, but when these ones are all over here, he came running straight across. It was actually rather cool, because he came running straight across that board, or that wood, and then joined them down here, and then this is where the four of them have been since. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys get on, how they do together, how they grow. I'm really, really, really ecstatic about having this communal. I do have something that, you know, I have a big container, you know, that's like these, that's just really, really big. It's for a football. They make one even bigger, so I may, you know, eventually purchase that and then use that as my permanent home for these four, and we'll see what happens with them. You know, maybe we'll get one of these mature male, and you know, this one here be a female, and I can breed them. That would be really cool. They are such intricate and very interesting creatures, these Balfouri. When I do the next home, like I said before, I wanted to do it so it was more like the Socotra Island. So I want to do some real good research, and I'll be setting that enclosure up well ahead of time before they get to it. Probably use more of a gravelly rock, dirt kind of substrate with, you know, pieces of wood and some rock. And I could probably get some shale down at the creek, or even get some clay, because there's a place down at the creek that we can get natural clay. Matter of fact, I made a water dish out of one. It's still hardening. I want to see how it does. So if everything works with that water dish and the water stays in it, it doesn't leak out, then I still have a bag, you know, small, probably about the size of a softball, set of clay that my son got me. I'm keeping it kind of damp and in a cool place to keep it soft. But so yeah, those are the 5 Balfouri, 4 here, 1 by itself, and of course I still have the mature male that's going to be going away as soon as my P. regalis is ready to go. When she's ready to go, her, the GBB, and the M. Balfouri are all going off to California. I did settle on the O species Laos, I think I said this before, the Bumba cabocla, the Brachypelma bomi, and I'm going to get, this is one of those ones I said I never would, but whatever it's called now, the Haplopelma lividum, or the Cereopogopus lividus, the cobalt blue. I said I never would get one, but I decided I wanted to give it a shot. I'm not real big on, you know, the fossorial ones, but I am enjoying the P. muticus, and so I figured one more that's going to dig down 6 inches isn't that big of a deal. I do like the coloring of them. We'll see what the attitude is like, but so yeah, and I think that's going to be the end of my ventures for the year. The only thing that I'll be doing is moving some of these out. I did hit 200 subscribers, by the way, so that's pretty cool. Roughly 6 months it took to get to 200, so I'm kind of hoping by Christmas I can double that. I'm hoping by fall we get to 300. Once I get to that 300 membership, I will be doing a giveaway, and it'll probably be one Brachypelma vagans sling and possibly one Formictopus cancerides sling. So the winner would get one of each. So we'll see how it goes, and once I get to the point where I'm going to figure out which ones I do want to sell, I will make sure I do a video of that. There's some people I need to talk to first before I I do because they've already showed interest in some of them. So let's get to the last thing, which was the surprise. I was kind of shocked because Vlad had said something, and I was like, oh, okay, when I got it out, it didn't look that way at all, but I'll show you. Hold on one second. Okay, so here is the Chilobrachys fimbriatus. Now, if you look at it, you could probably almost tell where I'm getting at here. I'm going to try and take this lid off because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. At least we hope not. So, yeah. Oh, let's focus. If you look to the left, you'll see that we just molted. Within 10 minutes of me putting this little bugger in here, it flipped over and molted. I was absolutely, utterly shocked because Vlad said he put it in a bigger vial because he thought it was in pre-molt and he wanted to give it more space in case it did. Now, when I got it out, it had webbed itself in there pretty good. So, but when I looked at it, it didn't look pre-molt to me, but that's pretty cool. So, you know, it came in, it traveled fine, and it molted. That just shows you how, you know, good the stuff is and how, I mean, this one came from Cody Wilson inadvertent, well, in a roundabout way. So did the Poecilotheria Smithy. He also had given me the Avicularia, or Eberopora diversipes that died in a molt. That's why I got 2 E. Marinus. Vlad made up the death of the diversipes by giving me a second E. Marinus. So this is everything. I'm really, really excited with everything that came in. I'm real happy with everything. Vlad did an outstanding job. I'm sure that he'll get a chance to watch the videos. I'll send him a link, I hope, if I can figure out how to link or send a link. I did actually, I believe, link for the first time in my description on the last video Vlad's information, his email, his Instagram, and his Facebook. So you can get a hold of him any one of those ways. Like I said, I don't think he has anything right now that he has for sale, but he will have stuff soon, and I'm pretty excited. He's breeding Heterothele gabonensis again. They're really cool spiders. If you've never seen them or have never saw them, take a look at them. They're cool. They're only about 1 3/4 inches as adults, so they're really fascinating little baboons. I've had 2. One made it to a mature male and then passed away, and the other one made it to about maybe a little over 1/2 inch and passed away. They're not hard to keep. They're a dry species. They will climb. They like to be somewhat arboreal, somewhat fossorial, somewhat terrestrial. So yes, that's everything. Again, I'm ecstatic. I want to thank everybody getting me to the 200 subscribers, even though I tend to wander with my phone like this while I'm talking because I'm looking at stuff. So thanks everybody again for the comments and the compliments, and again, if you see stuff that you think I can improve on, please let me know. I'm always open for suggestions. I'm looking into a microphone maybe, and getting the GoPro ready. I did do a sample little video. It wasn't very long, and I'm going to ask a few people some questions that I know use the GoPros pretty much exclusively, what they use for software, how they upload, download, you know, stuff like that, because I'm not real up on this new Windows operating system. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the music off my phone onto my computer. That's how, I didn't grow up in the computer age. You know, computers became popular when I was already an adult, so I didn't really take classes to learn how to do any of that stuff. What I've learned, I've kind of learned on my own, or what my brother-in-law's taught me, which isn't really a lot. So yeah, we will update everybody as we go. I will be doing some feedings probably tonight, so I may try and do some videoing of those. We'll probably try to feed the Cancerides, maybe the E. Marinus. You can see this dude, look at him, he was sidewalking. So I'm hoping that they dig tonight. That's what I really want to see, the Marinus and the Lugardis dig. before I try to feed them. I do generally feed most of my slings right away if I can, but I do like to wait with the ones that dig a little bit if I can. You know, if I can fight the urge to feed them, I do, and I think that I will with these ones. So I have, I think, 3 of these Matchbox containers left, and I'm going to clean them up and get some dirt in them, and I want to move. Well, I have 3 Darlingis that need to get put into them. I have 2 Chilobrachys discalus and 2 Chilobrachys species cancracans that can go into these. So I'll probably take a trip to Hobby Lobby, try to pick up a few more of the baseball cubes, because I think I can get the discalus and the cancracans into these, and then put the Darlingis into these. I also have a Fimbriatus that can move into one of these also. So yeah, that one's probably ready to eat, actually. Oh no, it did eat. I did feed it. It molted. I fed it last week, I think. So yeah, again, one last time, thank you everybody. I'm trying my best to return comments. It gets hard sometimes because work has been hectic and we're still been busy. This is the first day I've actually had to breathe for a little while. But oh, I'm also looking at sending off my mail, or penultimate mail, Poecilotheria vittata, to Cody Wilson. I'm not asking for much in return. He's going to pay shipping both ways. So I'm actually probably only looking at getting one sling, either an Imira, a D. diamentinensis, a E. olivacea, a Cereophagus haughty, or a Cereophagus, I think that's what they are, right? Cereophagus. Chiodeti, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's a weird spelling. It's like Schiodtei. Shoidi, maybe? Shoidi. Those are really cool. I like the patterning on those ones a lot. So, yeah. So, probably, you know, by the end of the month, beginning of next month, we'll probably have the last group of stuff with the trades in, and everybody will be settled, and then we'll decide on what we're going to do from there. The pairing of the Chalcodes is going to happen probably the end of next week. I want to give her one more week because she did eat. It was small, but she did eat, and he has eaten. So I want to make sure that she isn't close to molting, and that the pairing that she'll just molt out of, because it does take them quite a while to drop an egg sac, and it could take up to 6 or 7 months. So I don't, in the meantime, want something to happen to him, and then the pairing not taken and she molt out of it, and not still have him to breed again. So I want to make sure that I do the best I can so that Mike gets some baby Chalcodes back, and everybody's happy. So we will see everybody soon, hopefully with just a quick sling feeding video. Maybe we'll try and throw a few small crickets in with the Balfouri and see what happens. And we'll probably feed definitely the Cancerides, I think, and maybe the E. marinus. See you guys later. Have a great day.